EA has re-released the original Sims 1 and Sims 2 games, and I've been playing the games for almost as long. So today I wanted to please my past self by trying to recreate my old favorite build from The Sims 2 in The Sims 4. Quick disclaimer before we jump into the spiel. I'm not being paid by EA to make this video, but as part of the EA Creator Network, some packs were gifted to me for free. Hi, I'm Sophie, and I've been playing The Sims for over 20 years. Does that fact make me feel old? Yes, but it's okay. I used to play The Sims 1 on my friends' computers, but I never owned the game myself, and I honestly don't know or remember that much about it. The Sims 2, on the other hand, I was about to turn 10 when they released the game back in 2004. Yeah, I'm now 30. I had the game on my birthday wishlist, and I was really hoping to get it. Like, I don't even think I wanted anything as badly as I wanted to get The Sims 2 before or after. But then I also knew that I was going to get it, because like the night or a few nights before, I found where my parents had hidden my presents, and I took a little sneak peek, and there it was. So since the end of 2004, I've been playing The Sims religiously. I didn't even have that many packs when I was playing it. The packs that I did have was H&M fashion stuff, the holiday edition, teen style stuff, and pets. But that was enough, honestly. I still loved it. The Sims 2 was way more complex in the base game itself than what The Sims 4 is today, with a million expansion packs. We had lore, backstories, family connections, fletch out family trees, and so much drama. There was literally never a dull moment playing The Sims 2, and I am so happy that we're able to do it again now. Like, not even 10 minutes into me playing the game for the first time again now, Dina and Nina Caliente got into a fist fight over Don Lotario, and a burglar broke into their home. So back when I was playing Sims 2 years ago, this house that I'm using as a reference for my build today was my favorite house in the whole game. I was always trying to save up money to afford to live here. By the way, this might be the most chaotic speed build ever, and I'm sorry for that. As you can see, I was using a lot of different reference pictures that I took myself from The Sims 2, and I really wanted it to look the same as it did in The Sims 2 version, or as close as possible at least. So you'll see me jump between these reference pictures trying to get every detail right. Don't tell EA. But when I was a teen, I illegally downloaded the full version of Sims 2 with all of the packs to my high school laptop. But even with all the packs, this house was still my favorite. I remember that I made up a reality TV show with Sims contestants that got to move into this house. Thinking the lines of Love Island or something like that. And then I obviously made them compete, and I created a lot of friendship and love drama, cheating, fighting, and all of that. One thing I really miss from the Sims 2 game is the fears and wants system. It gave the Sims different personalities, and it felt way more rewarding working towards completing those wants than with the current want system in the Sims 4. And fears, it added so much into the game and to storytelling. And the fact that fulfilling a fear actually had negative consequences and could make your sim lose their mind. The Sims 4 could never. If you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe you never played Sims 2, but your Sims mood wasn't only affected by basic needs like hygiene and hunger and sleep. They were also affected by the amount of wants you completed and how well you avoided their fears. They had a separate bar for this, and if that bar went down to the bottom, your sim would basically have a mental breakdown, and your sim would start to see things that the other sims couldn't see. If you know, you know, but if you don't know, I still want you to be able to experience this firsthand by yourself, so I won't say too much about it. Just know that it's worth experiencing. The Sims 4 added its own fear system pretty recently, but it's not the same at all. It's actually more annoying than fun, and the fears doesn't necessarily make sense for the sims that you created and their personality and traits. I can strongly recommend you to play The Sims 2 if you haven't done that already. I'm currently running 2 giveaways on my other social media channels. I have one on X where you can win 6 kits: Artist Studio, Storybrooke Nursery, Comfy Gamer, Casanova Cave, Secret Sanctuary, and Refined Living Room. And then I have another giveaway on Instagram, but as soon as they've ended, I'll do another giveaway with The Sims 1 and The Sims 2. So if you're interested in trying any of these 2 old games, then make sure to keep track of when that giveaway goes live. I'll link both of my current giveaways in the description, and I'll make sure to update it as soon as I upload my next giveaway. So the house that I'm building has a very interesting structure with a lot of open spaces and several roof pieces. Back in the days, we were able to use an auto roof feature, but I obviously had to do it all by myself in The Sims 4. I don't really mind though. Over the past years, I think I've become pretty good at adding roofs to my builds. I used to struggle a lot with it before though, but now I think it's pretty fun. Even with the same base, ways, a house can look completely different depending on how you do the roof on it. I know that many of you still think that roofing is one of the hardest things to do when it comes to building in this game though. So let me know if you would ever be interested in seeing a tutorial or something. And also if there's any other things that you want me to teach you to do or just tell you more about, let me know. I'm still very new here on YouTube, so I want to know what kind of videos that you want to see. Building is my safe space, but I am open to trying other things as well. So as you probably noticed in the reference pictures, this house has like this big pond in front of it, and you simply need to cross a bridge to get into the house. There's different ways you can build a bridge in The Sims 4. In this case, I just raised the foundation and then I just chose one of those like bridge foundation swatches, the one that is just standing on a few pillars. I know my speed builds are pretty fast paced, but if there's anything you want to have a closer look of, just let me know. In the reference pictures, you will also see that there's like a small island in the left side of the pond, and you'll see me add it later. I think with this build, it's the first time that I've ever used those like green bamboo trees. I never used them before because I think they look kind of awkward and empty just by themselves, but putting a bunch of them together in different sizes like I do in this build actually looked very nice. So I think I'm definitely gonna use them more times from here on. I love discovering new things to build with. By the way, if you don't know how to change the size of items, it's usually with the so-called bracket keys on the keyboard, but it can be different though. It depends on what type of keyboard you have, so you might have to look it up. I, for example, have a Swedish keyboard with English language settings, so I change the size of items with completely different keys that you wouldn't even have on your keyboard unless it's Swedish. I really like that the left side of this house is on like a different terrain level. I messed it up a bit in the beginning by raising the surrounding parts of it, but it's actually just the side that is lowered. It's hard to explain, and English isn't my first language, but I think you will see what I mean. And yeah, I went back to fix it later, as you will see me do. Okay, so one thing I'm wondering is, why did they remove the feature of Sims not being able to get out of a pool unless there was a ladder? Drowning Sims by removing the ladder from the pool is probably the most iconic thing that you could do in this game. But in The Sims 4, you don't even need a ladder to get in or out of the water. I know we can still build walls around the pool to trap them and make them drown that way, but it's not the same. Like, I understand that EA wanted to make it more realistic that your Sims can get in and out of the pool just from the edge of it, but no one wanted this feature. I don't understand why they had to complicate murder. Anyways, this build actually has two pools, because I also put one down as like a sunken hot tub in the back of the house. Do you guys remember when we got a hot tub for the Sims 20th birthday? The community was so mad about that, and rightly so. It felt like an actual joke. I think EA learned from their mistake though, because now 5 years later they are giving us way more stuff for free. In case you missed it, there was an update the other week where we got a lot of new things into the base game, both in CAS and in build mode. I've only checked out some of the new stuff myself, but what I've seen so far actually looks really good. Like the new kitchen counter set looks really beautiful, and I saw a new carpet floor type that was really nice as well and definitely needed. But I look forward to properly check out all of the new items. If you've seen them, what do you think? Was it an update worthy of the game turning 25 or not? And then besides the free update, they obviously released the old Sims 1 and Sims 2 games. They also had a 25-hour long live stream, and they announced a new expansion pack that will be released later this spring. I want to talk more about the upcoming expansion pack, but I think I'll wait until we know a little bit more about it. From what I've seen now, it doesn't excite me that much. Don't get me wrong, I'm super excited about the new multi-lot feature, but the rest of the pack didn't really catch my interest. One thing about this house, and I guess EA houses in general, is that it doesn't have a lot of furniture. And not only that, it's also basically the same furniture repeated in all of the rooms. I understand that it is a performance thing. Since it's a big house, they want it to run smoothly on all computers, but still, it's kind of funny to see. One thing that I learned when I was working with EA on the Life and Death expansion pack is that the performance isn't only affected by the amount of items put in a build, but also the amount of different items. So for example, 2 windows of the same type is going to run better than 2 windows of different types. And the same goes for like the amount of different wallpapers, which is something that I would have never thought about. But yeah, like I said, this house lacks furniture. They are basically the same, and it's the same wallpaper and floor repeated in almost every room. And all of it is stone. I built my version of this house in Del Sol Valley, which is the world that comes with the Get Famous pack. Normally this lot is where Judith Ward lives, and the view from this lot layout is absolutely stunning. I think this house also would have looked good in Oasis Springs, but it definitely has to be built somewhere with a warm climate, because the only dining space of this house is outdoors all year around. I actually don't know how this will work with seasons installed, if the Sims would freeze or burn to death while trying to enjoy their grilled cheese sandwich, but let's hope not. One thing that was so weird as I was building this house is that I was convinced that we had items in The Sims 4 that looked the same as they did in The Sims 2, but I realized as I was searching for them that they don't exist, and I'm just remembering Sims 2 stuff that we don't actually have anymore. Like for example these, I guess, Moroccan style couches. I was so sure that we had something similar in The Sims 4, but I couldn't find anything. Same with some plants. I could have sworn that we had them, but no. But I tried my best to find some similar items and at least stick to the color scheme, which is basically just red and blue. One thing that I didn't expect The Sims 4 to have was a lime green sink. It's so ugly and amazing at the same time, and it definitely screams nostalgia. There is a lot of fireplaces in this build, which I guess is kind of nice when most of it is open and all of the floors are stone. A lot of the rooms in this house are just empty hallways with maybe like one plant or one random chair. There's this one random room on the like very top floor that has only one chair facing the direction of a window, but your sim cannot even get up to this room. Yeah, a lot of things doesn't really make sense in this build, but I still love it, and I think it will always be my favorite build. I'm thinking of renovating the Sims 4 version of it so that it's actually more functional and fun to play in. So let me know if you want to see that in a video or if I should just do that for myself. I've posted this build on the gallery if you want to check it out for yourself, and I wrote down all the packs that I'm using in the description below. If there's any pack that you're missing and thinking of getting, then I would be the happiest girl in the world if you wanted to support me by using my creator code. It's Sophie, and you just type it in on the EA app or on thesims.com at checkout. It's unfortunately not a discount code, but it gives me a 5% commission on your purchase, which really helps me out in creating more content for you while also giving EA a little less of your money. Thank you so much to everyone who has used my code so far. I have a very exciting video to share with you. I've started working on a super detailed save file. I've spent a lot of hours already just planning it. I want to rebuild every lot in every world. I'm gonna expand the current families so there's more generations, like in The Sims 2. I'll bring back some old classic Sims from the previous games while also creating a lot of new Sims. There's going to be backstories and lore, and I'm really gonna make sure that there's commercial lots with a lot of different things for your Sims to enjoy. So come back next week and check out my first video of the save file, where I'll also tell you a lot of more details about this project. And I hope you're gonna be as excited about it as I am. But for now, I just wanna hear your thoughts on this build. The Sims 4 version of my favorite build from The Sims 2. Let me know if you recognize it or even remember it at all. Did you ever play in this house? Were you as obsessed with it as I was? Share your stories with me, guys. And sit back, relax, and enjoy the final reveal of this house. I look forward to seeing you here again soon, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. Bye!